Hi rollers, this is part, I don't know what, like 10 maybe? Anyway, I have Troy here with me.
Yeah.
Troy, nice to meet you.
Great to meet you finally.
You know that I'm Rick. I know that you're Troy for a few weeks now, maybe
Yeah.
even 2 months.
Yeah, we have some mutual friends.
Yeah, we have some mutual friends, and Troy is actually a drone reaper.
Yeah, that's just a name. The URL's available, so I just grabbed it, even though, I'm just learning about.
I forgot to put the mic
Oh, no
here.
worries, no worries.
Thank you, man.
But my background's not in drones. I'm actually part of a volunteer group, and we just when the war started, I just was helping out getting drones, and it's just evolved from that. I've just got a bunch of great volunteers. I work primarily with Tech United for Ukraine, and it's a bunch of guys in the States and Canada, and actually all over the world at this point, who use their technical skills, their ability to problem solve in the tech environment to create affordable solutions for Ukraine. So as we all know, March 8th, a Russian drone went down. It was a fiber optic drone. So here's, I don't know if you can see this, but this is literally like fishing string right here.
You can see it, look.
And so here's, just imagine fishing string. So it went down, and I called the guys and I said, hey, we can make a fiber optic drone. So we looked at the pictures of what was shared publicly and came up with our version. And then a few months later, we were over in Ukraine, start transfer of knowledge. So again, we have a unique value proposition that we're not selling anything, we're donating everything. So we donate initially the parts just to get the unit started, and then we hook them up with a supply chain, who our vendors are, where to get the components. So it's not, when we talk about the drone here, don't get caught up on the platform itself. It's the technology, because this platform can be, the fiber components can be put on any platform. So that's the concept that we're training and teaching throughout Ukraine. So we've got, obviously everybody wants it. It's not a hard concept to get your head around once you've seen, how it's put together. And when we leave these guys' units, their shops, they're all proficient at this skill. So again, we have the fiber spool here. And it's what's connected to at the end. It's connected to the operator back here in a safe spot, and the fiber goes off, and it can't be jammed by Reb. No jamming, because there is no signal.
Yeah.
And it's basically, without getting into the secret sauce, basically that's it. But again, the Russians have it. Unfortunately, they're using it effectively. So our goal, my job, is to get to make sure the Ukrainians have it at scale. So we're working with a lot of people. I will like to tell you, my background is, when I was a younger man, I served with the Ukrainians in the Marine Corps. So when this war kicked off, obviously I wasn't going to sit at home and just, be witness history. So, I just encourage everyone to, support Rick. We've been following him. We know what he does. When he says you can get behind a unit or a donation, whatever it is, your money's going to go there and be effective in those efforts. So he's the real deal. He's got the reputation here, and it's just humbling to meet him face to face. We've got more tech coming to Ukraine. We've got a bullet interceptor drone that's pretty sexy, and it's going to make the bad guys blind, basically knock out their reconnaissance on zero. And that's pretty quick, real simple. Again, simple low-tech solutions, but they're extremely effective. Any questions or anything, brother?
Oh man, I have so many questions. First of all, that's a digital signal. So, like basically, while your cord, this fiber optic,
the fishing string,
is, let's call it intact, right?
Okay.
Not torn somewhere.
Yes.
You will have a perfect picture until the very impact.
That's correct.
So, but if it turns somewhere, then you'll lose the drone, instantly.
I can't confirm or deny, but
I'm just curious.
Yeah, there's also solutions there. There's some redundancies that can be built in where the drone's potentially recoverable. Some drones you might not want to recover. Depends on the payload, but there's definitely different workarounds, and that's what's unique about what we're doing at Tech United for Ukraine and Drone Reaper is that when we pass over the transfer of product knowledge, we are allowing the Ukrainians to make it their own. So we're not coming in here and saying, hey, here's something we're selling. We're saying, hey, here's a concept. And of course, what Ukrainians do better than anyone else. You give them a a tool, and they're just going to make it better. And they're already doing that. Like this spool cover and the different stuff isn't our design. They're Ukrainians are coming up with these things. You know, the guys are making it battle ready and just doing things to make it not look like a kid's science project. So anyway, but again, the proof of concept was what's important, and then Ukrainians are going to make it better.
So you're a Marine.
That's correct.
Since when? For how many years you served?
2001. I actually went in 2001 before the war, before the buildings got struck, 9/11, and coincidentally, and it was just one of the one guys. That was I was in a reserve unit that time, and then our reserve unit, our partner country was Ukraine. So we would go and do summer trainings with the Ukrainian military, and it's just amazing. I'd never been to Europe, as an adult, and you train side by side with these Ukrainian brothers, and every scenario we were training for was what if Russia invaded Ukraine, and then so when this
Back
thing
in
kicked,
2005,
2006 timeframe, we had a
already
partnership
there.
with that. Yeah,
So you were
that was
already
scenario.
there playing those scenarios.
Yeah, we'd come over in Odessa, and we were, doing all of our scenarios were, forced on just training against Russian adversary.
That is really interesting. That back then already, even before Georgia, right? Before Russian invasion to Georgia in 2008, Ukrainians already understood that Russian invasion
Potential threat.
there's a potential threat there, and wow, I didn't know that. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
like
we
an
weren't
insight for me.
Yeah, we weren't training against Canada, Canadian invasion, right? But and again, that may have been more of an American focus at that time. I don't want to get into the politics of
Yeah, of
things,
course,
but in our unit,
But anyway,
this
it was like
the most
almost
feasible.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
And I think we can
But
talk
I'm not
about
that old.
All
So yeah, I'm 50, man. But again, happy to be here and ready to run a PFT test anytime, right? And
What's a PFT test?
It's physical fitness test.
Physical fitness test.
Yeah.
I can see you're a fit
Yeah,
man.
I'm a little. I have a little extra food storage on me, but hey, you're definitely lean and mean yourself, young man. But again, the Marine Corps gave me a great love for the Ukrainian people, and we're all united in this defense of freedom. I mean, this Ukrainians' freedom directly affects your freedom, and this is the one time in history where this war's being basically live streamed, and you can get behind Rick, the Ukrainian, and make a difference immediately by being generous with your contribution. And don't, here's the thing that stands out for me, Rick. A lot of people say, oh, I would help Anne Frank, I would help, whatever people are being invaded. But history's proven that most people are complacent. They're not going to do anything. I'm not saying hop on a plane, come to Ukraine. But when Rick's saying, hey, we need some drones, we need your help, get behind them, man. Give to where it's uncomfortable. It's better for you to be uncomfortable now, kind of step it up, than for you for America to be sending. I have 2 sons, and my sons will not come over here to fight on something that I could help prevent right now. So I'm going to do everything in my power to support Ukraine, and to hopefully keep this war and have the Ukrainians win, so Russia doesn't keep pushing, because history does repeat itself. So you can make a difference, but it requires for you to get a little uncomfortable and contribute generously to whatever whatever his operations are he's getting behind at the time.
Troy, you're a fantastic public speaker, I must tell you.
Well, it's easy when you're telling the truth, bro.
Well said. Well said.
Semper Fi.
Yeah, I also try to do that. I try to tell the truth and not play the role of something. I'm trying to be me, and just keep it genuine. If it's an ugly truth, I will tell it too. Fortunately, we have some lift in spirits lately, thanks to that Kursk operation.
Oh yeah.
And I want for you to express your opinion of that new move from the Ukrainian army.
Hey, that's, the larger scale tactics of things, I'll tell you, I just support Ukraine. It is an eye opener, being a Westerner, back home when Ukraine's pushing into Russia.
That you not need to be scared of Russians, and you can actually punch them back.
Well, apparently, because you guys are punching hard right there. But, you know, again, as far as the larger scale, how all that plays out, man, we'll let the generals and the politicians take care of that. But how it plays out as far as, you know, my support as an individual, my team, Tech United for Ukraine, my little group, Drone Reaper, you know, at that level, at the basic, you know, human-to-human level, you know, we're here for the Ukrainian people. We're here to support the Ukrainian people, support people that Rick supports, and get them the resources they need there. And man, if it makes it all the way to Moscow, it makes it all the way to Moscow. Okay,
yeah.
But yeah,
let's hope this will
victory.
happen someday. But we can actually, you know, we can actually see that in some time we won't even have to march up to the very Moscow, because Russians are wolves that are usually eating themselves, like each other. We will not hope for that. Ukrainians will make sure for us to be victorious. But you know, I want to say that there's a possibility that Russians will help that making it to make that to happen. Is it something like that?
Well,
make that happen. They may help that to happen with just their own hands. Anyway, I now understand that one new front is opened, and there's going to be even more requests. I already received more requests than usually.
That's fascinating.
So we need your support, guys. We need your donations. Mostly, what I do, like drones, is good, but it's easier to raise funds for drones. I raise mostly for trucks. That's most of the requests I get, because there are some in Ukraine. You know, there's Sternenko. Do you know him?
Not. I've heard the name, but you know.
I mean, have you watched some of his videos?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. So he's providing a massive amount of drones to almost all the units out there.
Okay.
So he is providing the drones, but for the vehicles, it's essential to raise funds for the vehicles, and I'm really proud to work together with the 69 Sniffing Brigade.
Yeah.
And
it was amazing. This morning, this was a completely full parking lot, and this just tells you what kind of a man Rick is. He is here till the very end, so he doesn't like a lot of. So let's just say a lot more YouTubers were here when the parking lot was full, but you know, Rick's here to the very end, getting everything he can capture to share with the viewing audience of what's really going on, what we call the battlefield truth, right here. And this is part of the battlefield. This parking lot here in the center of town is, you know, in the city of in the center of Kyiv is, you know, every component that Rick documented today. You know, all these supplies are making it the zero line, and they're going to make that impact, you know, and support the Ukrainian soldier. So there's YouTubers that cover the events, and then there's YouTubers that are part of the history of the event. Aww. And this guy's the next level, man. Well, it's quite obvious. Anybody's been following anybody's been following you for a while, it's quite obvious the level that you're what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
Anytime.
I'm involved in this personally since you know that I'm from Makiivka, Donetsk Oblast, and I lived in Russian occupation for 4.5 years.
I did not know that at all.
So for me, it's personal. It's my home that's been occupied first.
Okay.
And I just need to make sure that my army will throw them away out of there, or just eliminate all of them, so there won't be a single Russian left there, and liberate my homeland, my hometown. That's my greatest wish. And I am here, guys. I'm also, when Troy says I'm here until the very end, not just to the very end of the event.
Victory, yeah.
Of victory. I am consistent, and I'm gonna, until my either my last breath or until very victory, I'm gonna help the army. And you know, guys, what? Even after the victory, I will keep doing that, because we will have millions of veterans in Ukraine, and they will need our support, because government, as history shows, at least Ukrainian history shows, government cannot really support all the veterans. It's not managing to do that. We will transform our government to make that happen, to make them all supported. I am also, you know, trying to be an active, well, not politically, but as an activist, as a citizen of my country. Yes. And this is why I think I'm also gonna be a part of that. Be a part of making sure.
You're gonna run for president?
Not that much.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So we'll go Rick the Ukrainian president. You know what? That'd be a good slogan.
I think I'm too honest to become a politician.
Man, you might be surprised how much people respond to that, my friend.
We'll see in the future, but right now I don't even think of that, and I don't deserve any of that, because you need education for that too.
Yeah,
right?
well, honesty is refreshing. I promise you that, my friend. Hey, I definitely want to throw out a quick plug for, again, I just want to thank everyone, Tech United for Ukraine, our boys who, and girls have put this together, and all the other solutions that we're coming to Ukraine with. And if you if you'd like to donate your technical skills, donate your money to Rick. But if you have your technical skills and like to join our organizations to create solutions, we would love for you to join us. Tech United for Ukraine. Just Google that. We'll pop up, and just put in your little resume, and we would reach out to you and get you plugged in on a future project so we can make a difference to Ukraine. And I appreciate you following Rick here. He's an amazing man, and
Thanks, man.
Makes a big difference.
Thank you. It's very pleasant to hear. I am trying my best, and I'm trying not to disappoint Ukraine and my followers.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I will ever
Never, brother.
disappoint them. Being honest is the key, I think. So I will keep being honest, guys. Thank you, Troy. It was
Perfect.
a pleasure to meet you. I just want to thank every one of you for donating. I want to thank Troy of helping Ukraine and being with us and being dedicated to our cause of victory. By the way, look at the motherland standing there freely with the shield and the sword. Nice shot, right?
Semper Fi.
Yeah. What that word means, by the way?
It means always faithful.
Always faithful.
Yeah.
Semper Fi?
Semper Fidelis. So it's a Marine Corps saying, and it's very dear to us. So when we commit to something, when we're into something, my country, my commitment to defend and uphold the Constitution, my commitment I made to my Ukrainian brothers when we were training there, and so it's always Semper Fidelis. So always faithful.
Thank you, man. Sorry that I took my hand off your shoulder.
Oh.
This
Here,
one is just
I'll
falling
read
off.
you.
This one is falling off, so I needed
Yeah.
to switch hands. Troy, it was really nice to meet you in person, and I want to also advertise your campaign for donating the talents. So
Yes,
I will
yeah.
be calling to this too. I
Thank you.
just need the details from you in.
I'll follow
maybe-
up with
maybe
you,
today.
and we'll put it together, and we'll show our track record. That's what's
Thank
more
you.
important. So thank you.
Okay, man. Shaking your hand once again, and Slava Ukraini. Heroям слава. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like this video, leave any comment under it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can also check the previous part here, and you can become a member on my base here, or Donatello here. Both of them are Ukrainian analogs of Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, and live long and prosper.